Now here on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing, and the other side has a very, very shallow turn back. It's typical of koto blades. One side, the boishi itself will be shaped irregularly and differently than the other side. And this is one of the attractive points, to me at least, of koto blades, is that the front and back of the tempering is often considerably different. And it's far from being hard to deal with, I found that it's actually rather interesting, and allows me to play with some variety and make a point, make sort of a show or an artistic point of the difference in the front and the back. But this one here, on the ura, on the sashi ura, on the reverse, has a very, very shallow return. That's I think today how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to leave it very shallow, very, very simple, and then deep, actually quite deep on the other side that I've just finished. So actually now I'm really quite finished with the tsuya. The hazia and jizia are finished now, and I'm ready to go on. In this particular case, I think I'll start doing the tetsubo and polishing doing the stamingaki. I burnished the shinogiji twice using two different metal rods of different hardnesses. A hard but relatively soft one to begin with, and then an extremely hard one to bring out the darkness. I'll do that in two different processes. Just prior to that, however, I'm going to do the nigui, and that is going to impart very subtly coloration and really bring out the natural color of the skin steel. Now this particular blade is a Sei Koto, a late Koto blade of the Bizen school. It's got good jihada, it's well forged, but it's fairly prominent, and I've been pretty careful not to bring it out too much, or on the other hand not to bring it out at all. Now the steel is actually quite dark, and I'm going to have to be very careful with the nigui not to use it very much at all. Some blades you have a great deal of difficulty bringing out any color at all, and you have to work very hard and assiduously with the nigui. But on this particular blade, the nigui can be probably done almost in a perfunctory manner, because any work too much time spent on the nigui is going to make this blade very black and very unattractive, and we don't want that. We want color, and we want to bring out the darkness of the skin steel, but we don't want it black or brackish looking. And also the way I use the nigui or should I say the way I use the tsuya also dictates how much nagui I will need, and really vice versa. So you have to think about the tsuya and the nagui together before you do the processes, because one affects the other very much. Okay, so much for that. I'm putting a mixture of kanahada and choji abura, on the blade. I've ground it by hand very over many days whenever I had time, and filtering it through a piece of washi, Japanese paper. And then I'm going to work it in to the steel using a piece of cotton, as I mentioned previously. I just don't want to do this process too long, and I don't want to push the nagui into the steel too hard, because I don't want to wind up with very dark, black, brackish, almost kind of steel. This is definitely not what we would be wanting in this particular blade. The color change of the steel is very subtle, but yet it's quite noticeable. I think on this particular sword, having done the nagui so long, or done the tsuya so long, and used the kind of tsuya that I did, I think that just putting in the nagui one time is going to be most certainly adequate for the shinogi-ji as well as the ji-hara. I don't think I'm going to have to do it more than once. Usually I would do it more than once, but it won't be necessary in this particular case. Also, when you put it in a nagui, you've got to take into consideration the whiteness and the height of the temper line. This particular temper line is very high, and so a very good portion of the width of the blade is going to be white after I finish the hadori. Therefore, a good percentage of the blade is going to be white, a larger percent perhaps than is going to be dark. Therefore, it's not going to be necessary even to make this already dark jigane even darker, because it's going to have a darkness, a natural darkness anyway, because there's going to be so much white involved with the content.